And that's my best Ed Ruscha.
Don Bachardy's Santa Monica home is saturated with memories.
And these watercolors are by Chris's father.
Every inch of wall space is covered in artwork, the shelves stuffed with books.
This is a picture he did of me.
The house holds his past, his 33-year relationship with British writer Christopher Isherwood, and artwork he's collected through trading portraits.
In the painting, Chris is on the left, looking straight ahead.
Bachardy says it was Isherwood who convinced him early on to start drawing people.
It all came from him. I would never have become an artist if I hadn't met him.
After Isherwood died in 1986, Bachardy started sleeping here in his old writing room. Isherwood's novel Goodbye to Berlin was the basis of the musical Cabaret.
Bye, mein Liebe.
He also wrote the novel A Single Man. Bachardy still paints every day in a studio above the house, this same spot where thousands of cultural figures have sat for him. Actors, writers, directors, some dating back to the 50s. A portrait of Jerry Brown hangs on the studio wall. It's all about the face, says Bachardy, who grew up in L.A. going to movies with his mother.
I think I just got, at a very early age, looking at those giant close-ups of people, I got interested in faces and how revealing they are.
He started drawing actors from photographs, but those were all retouched. Having someone sit for him was better. He could see lines and creases.
Sometimes the most interesting effects in a face are the effects that are wrought by time.
That hasn't always gone over well with his subjects.
People are gonna say things, I know.
Actor Montgomery Clift sat for Bachardy years after a horrible car accident changed his matinee idol looks. Bachardy felt Clift wanted him to restore his beauty.
Talk like that.
But alas, I'm a portraitist who can only record what I see. I can't make people more beautiful. And in fact, it's more likely to be the reverse, because I put in everything I can see.
Isherwood was the first person to sit for Bachardy. They met on a beach in 1953.
I was 18 and he was 48.
Bachardy says he has no regrets about spending decades with a man 30 years his senior.
I've often said that my relationship from Chris saved me. Probably I would be dead by now if I hadn't had a domestic partnership. I think I had a very good chance of dying from AIDS.
Their age difference did raise eyebrows, but so did the fact that they were openly gay.
We went to a big party in Beverly Hills, and Henry Fonda was there. And he introduced himself to Chris, and I put out my hand, and he turned his back on me. That was quite a put down.
Years later, Jane Fonda asked Bachardy to do a portrait of her father, who was near the end of his life. Bachardy says he was nervous.
If he remembered that occasion, he didn't mention it, and why should he? It was years before. And also, I think partly due to Jane, his attitude had changed. And he sat as well for me as anybody ever sat.
Bachardy guesses he's made over 10,000 portraits in his life. 25 of those will be on view in San Diego at the Southwestern College Art Gallery. The only time he stopped working was in the 6 months leading up to Isherwood's death. Bachardy canceled all of his sittings. He only drew Isherwood.
Sometimes, even in the last weeks when he was often almost delirious or sleeping or very vague, occasionally he would really come to himself and be alive like he had been. And that was very exciting. And of course, I was drawing as fast as I could to catch it, you know.
Bachardy did 447 drawings of Isherwood in those 6 months.
Here I was looking at this man I'd known all those years so intimately and identifying with him to the point that it seemed like dying was something we were doing together. And the result is I'm not nearly as frightened of my own death because of that experience.
Angela Carone, KPBS News.